What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. So this is my review on Three from Hell. So basically, before I dive into the review, I wanted to talk about my expectations going into Three from Hell. So I'll start off with House of a Thousand Corpses. I loved House of a Thousand Corpses. One of my favorite Rob Zombie films. Uh, I really liked it. I watched it probably more than any Rob Zombie film, even to this day. I really like it. I really think it's a true masterpiece. Devil's Rejects. Of course, I knew it was the sequel to that, so I was really excited for it. Really looking forward to it. Had high expectations. Was kind of disappointed. Wasn't a huge fan of Devil's Rejects. I liked it and I watched it a lot. I still watch it, but I mean, like I said, it wasn't the best movie of Rob Zombie, but it wasn't the worst. So then I found out that Three from Hell was happening, and I got really excited for it, like really pumped. But then, of course, I was like, "Ooh, like, does this movie really need to happen? It's been, 14 years since we've seen Rejects. Like, why is he waiting so long?" And then I found out that basically Rob Zombie waited so long because he was following the film. Like in the film, it was over 10 years uh, since since basically the shootout had happened. So since Devil's Rejects ended, it was over 10 years since then. So he kind of waited out that mark. So then I was like, okay, this might be okay. Uh, Film began, and I was kind of like, the beginning wasn't bad. I was kind of like, could go either way at this point. Could be good, could be bad. Captain Spaulding died right away. He was in the movie for maybe a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and then he died of lethal injection. But if you actually follow House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, if you follow the trilogy, a main character pretty much always dies in every one. Part two, we seen Mother Firefly. Uh, she was killed, I believe, about halfway through Devil's Rejects. The older brother was also killed at the beginning of the film. So having somebody die in this one, a main character, it kind of sucked, but it wasn't surprising. It wasn't like it didn't kill it for me, and it wasn't a super shocker. To me, Captain Spaulding was a great character, but he wasn't my favorite character out of everybody. I mean, it sucked, but it wasn't like a deal breaker for me. So I was like, okay, it's kind of weird because on the advertisements, Three from Hell, it was always Spaulding, Baby, Otis, it was always the three. So I was like, okay, who's the three from Hell? But then we ended up finding out that, of course, Otis and Baby had a half brother, and he becomes the third member in Three from Hell. Uh, Basically, the movie, he helps Otis escape. They get Baby out of jail. They help her escape, and they pretty much just run rampant. I thought the movie was great. I really liked it. It wasn't. I I was going into this movie with high expectations, but I also didn't think it was going to be very good. I was hoping it was going to be really good. I was praying it was going to be really good, but something inside me was like, this movie's going to be terrible. It's going to be horrible. It's not going to be very good at all. But I I actually really liked it. Like the more I watched, I was like, wow, it's actually excuse me, it's actually really good. Like it's actually really entertaining. Like uh Baby seemed more crazy in this movie, which is believable because she spent 10 years locked behind bars, so obviously that's pretty much almost the whole time in solitary confinement. uh, so obviously that's going to do something to your psyche, so it made her a little bit more crazy, which was definitely believable. I mean, Sherry Moon, like, this was her best film, I think, to date. Like, she did such a great acting job in this film. Like, to me, it was her best job like she's ever done. Like, I've pretty much almost seen everything that she's ever done, and this was like top notch for me. She did such an amazing job on it. All the actors really did. I mean, they did. such a great job on it. There was no real cringy moments, no real moments that was like, ooh, does that really need to be there? And the fact is that Danny Trejo was in the movie as well. They brought his character back from Devil's Rejects to Three from Hell. So I kind of like that. They kind of brought his character back. I know it was only for like about 30 seconds, but it was still kind of awesome that they actually did that. And I was like, oh, right on. Sweet. It's kind of a tie-in a little bit to from Rejects. I was like, that's awesome. Like, hats off to that. Like, I just thought the film had a really great flow. It was pretty much everything I expected. It had a really great feel. I like it personally better than Rejects. I would probably go with House, Three from Hell, Rejects. I really, really loved Three from Hell. I would definitely, as far as Rob Zombie films go, I'd probably go about a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was really well written. I did think this film definitely needed to happen. I know a lot of people are kind of like, it didn't really need to happen, this and that. I think it actually really did because after Devil's Rejects, a lot of people were like, well, did they die at the end? Did they not die at the end? Like, what happened to them? This and that. A lot of people were waiting a long time for this film to answer the question, okay, what happened exactly? Like, did they die? Did they not die? Because at the end, it wasn't really like, okay, they're dead, this and that, whatever, whatever. I don't want to give away the ending of this movie, but I thought it was really great. I thought, like, you know, you this movie really left you rooting for them. You kind of like I know you're kind of rooting for them in Devil's Rejects, but I found it more so throughout this movie. Like I thought the characters were kind of more. There's more to them. I found like more substance, more to them. Like more depth, more. And I really like the new character that they added as well, like the half brother. I thought that was a really great idea. Like, because like I said, at first I was kind of like, like okay, well, who's the third? Who's the third? This and that. And once he came in, I was kind of like, but no, I mean, he was so like such a good fit with Baby and Otis, like such a great fit. I really really thought the movie was great. It was shot in the same type of style, like the realistic type style as Devil's Rejects was, and I don't know. I think it just had a better feel to it. But I really liked it. I really definitely give it like a 10 out of 10. I think you should go see it. I seem like I'm the only person that really enjoyed it. If that's true, let me know. If it's not, let me know what you guys think. I think it was definitely one of Rob Zombie's best films I've seen in probably about 15, 16 years. Like, it was that good. It was definitely his true masterpiece, and he did such a great job on it. Go check it out. You won't be disappointed. If you like Rob Zombie films, you will not be disappointed. This movie was so freaking great. Anyway, guys, that's the vid. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You love much, and I'll check you in the next video.